What is everybody? And today I wanted to do a video talking about why Donald Trump is in the best position to win the 2024 presidential election. Now, before we get started with the video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on that little bell, and follow all socials in the links in the description down below. And so let's get to the map. And so pretty much, guys, if you look at the 2020 results, Donald Trump managed to barely lose by 43,000 votes. He lost by Wisconsin and 20,000, here by 11,000, here by like 13,000 roughly. And so he lost by like a combined 44,000 votes across three battleground states. He would have tied in the electoral college, getting 269 to 269 electoral votes. And he actually probably would have won through the House of Representatives because at the time, if you go to the House of Representatives, you would have seen he would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 states that more than likely would have voted through him for him in the House through the state legislatures, and they probably would have ended up voting for Donald Trump, and he would have won the contingent presidential election at the time. And so he was very, very, very close to winning re-election. This is one of the most narrow incumbent defeats in American history. And on this day, Biden was at a 52% approval rating nationwide. Now, Biden sits either where from the mid 30s to the low 40s in approval rating, which is like 15 to 20 points lower depending on what poll you're looking at. He's lost like a third of his support, his core support base. Now, are all of them going to drop off for the general election? Probably not, because there's a couple of them that, hate Donald Trump so much that they're going to still vote for Joe Biden. But in my personal opinion, Donald Trump is in the best position to win the presidential election than he's ever been. He's probably going to win all of these states, still safe red. He would not win the second congressional district in Nebraska. He would run up the score, in a bunch of rural areas more than likely. Probably get Iowa and Ohio by like 12 or 13 points, depending on the state. Probably Iowa 13, this 12 points. If you go to the state of Florida, excuse me, instead of North Carolina, he's probably going to win the state by 7 or 8 points. He's currently ahead in the state by like 10. I think the average is like 9.8. And so he's already quite ahead there. If you go to the safe Dem states, Biden is probably going to bat him in California and Washington by like a couple of points. Oregon is probably under 15. Oregon, it's probably safe. Go to Colorado, it'll probably be a 7 or 8 point win, much closer than, 2020. The likely state of Illinois, the state's probably going to go likely because of the fact the Chicago area, is very, very, a lot of African American voters are trending away from Democrats due to illegal immigration. A lot of these states are going to be safe Democrat as well. Likely New Jersey, likely Connecticut, likely Delaware. Lean Maine, probably. Trump wins the second congressional district there. The votes kind of cancel out because one person gets one here and one gets one here, so they kind of cancel out. So the vote total would still be the same anyways. Texas and Florida are going to end up being likely margins. New York is probably a likely state, and Virginia is probably lean alongside New Mexico, and Alaska will probably be a likely state as well, including lean Minnesota and lean New Hampshire, which leads to your traditional swing states. And guys, from here on out, the polls in Georgia have Trump up by 8. I don't think the polls are going to be off by 8. Yes, Republicans do get overestimated in the state, like Trump did in 2020. And I believe in 2016, he also got overestimated as well in the state of Georgia. But I don't think the polls are going to be off by 8 percentage points. So in this scenario, I'm actually going to give Donald Trump the state by like 5 or 6 points. So he's basically already got Georgia. And in Wisconsin, he's tying he's tying Biden there. And in the polls, he's always off there by 7 or 8 points. The polls are always off by 7 or 8 percentage points in Wisconsin in favor of the Democrat. And so you could make a case, say, okay, Trump is probably already, likely in Georgia and likely in Wisconsin. And if you look at the state of Nevada, Trump is performing extremely well in the polling data with Hispanic voters. And the state has been trending right, for the past, like 10 or 12 years or so. Ever since 2008, it's been trending to the right consistently. And so I'd actually say, okay, he's probably already got Nevada, which only leaves Arizona, Michigan, and Pennsylvania left on the board. Maybe Wisconsin, maybe it might not be a, lean, maybe not likely, but it could be lean, but like a high lean margin. It could be like a, 3 or 4 point win. And so you have your final states, up for grabs here. And based on the fact that, Alan Lichtman has the 13 keys, he probably gets Pennsylvania before anything. I mean, I think he wins Pennsylvania before he wins Arizona. I think if there's one state Biden could end up picking off this cycle, I think Arizona could actually be the state that Biden like narrowly holds on to by like 5,000 votes or something like that. And maybe, okay, maybe he could get Michigan, like that is another possibility. And Biden's obviously winning DC. But I think Michigan would probably flip Republican this cycle before Arizona does because of the fact Arizona is trending. But I think right now this is Donald Trump's floor. He's currently sitting at 267 electoral votes. He can expand this way more. New Mexico could become in play depending on how things go. New Hampshire can, Minnesota can, Maine's at large can, and possibly even Virginia, but that depends on certain things. But he can expand the map. His battleground position is better than ever before. And so if you guys did enjoy this short little video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on that little bell, and follow all socials in the links in the description down below. And I hope to see you guys very soon.